you definitely have to do a lot better for Stroman than just a few lottery tickets. I think with the season that he's had, the fact that he's under control, and the fact that he's had postseason experience. He's pitched in the big games. He's pitched in pennant races. He's pitched in postseasons, in elimination games. I would think that if he continues to pitch well for the next month or so, he could bring in a few fine meats and cheeses.
Yeah, for sure. And moving on, we got Scott_McMulkin71 who says, with Luciano on 60-day DL, why are the Blue Jays still going with an 8-man bullpen?
You want to start off this one? We just alternate who starts off?
All right, sure. So Luciano has been on the paternity list. What's it called? The
bereavement list, I think it's called.
Yeah, the bereavement list. And I think he was awaiting the birth of a child, I believe. But
no. Bereavement is actually when someone passes away, I think.
Oh, my apologies.
Yeah.
But he is on the 60-day DL. I believe the Jays. He does have some kind of issue, maybe, but I feel like the Jays are starting to play careful with him. And why are the Jays still going with the 8-man bullpen? Well, the Blue Jays bullpen has been derailed as of late. We haven't had the best bullpen as of late. Ken Giles was on the DL for the past week, and he's finally back. So we should see the Blue Jays going back to a regular bullpen. We saw Justin Schaefer went down today. But yeah, the Blue Jays bullpen hasn't been the best. We have seen Daniel Hudson starting for the Blue Jays as opener. We had seen a player just acquired in Nick Kingham, which I talked about in the last podcast, and he's been hit hard. Derek Law has been the opener. He's been hit hard. Joe Biagini, he's been up and down. We got David Phelps, and we're super excited for Jordan Romano. No, he's been a really nice guy for the Blue Jays.
Super excited for Jordan. He's pitched extremely well in the few outings that he's had, and I think just to add on to the answer to that question, I think you look at the Blue Jays using the openers, you need guys to fill in for innings 2 to 9. So while the opener is a good strategy, you need guys to fill in that role, and in order to need guys, you need pitchers. So that's why I think the Blue Jays are going to that 8-man bullpen, give them a little more depth back there, because when you're opener, a starter that's only going 1 inning, so you need guys to pitch the rest.
For sure. Moving on to Luke Chernesky, who asks a nice question. He says the Jays seemingly have a good young team on paper. How come we aren't getting the results?
We aren't getting the results yet because the young team that looks good on paper isn't all there yet. We're still waiting for some other prospects like Bo Bichette and Nate Pearson. And B, these are good prospects, but prospects, at first you're a prospect, then you got to develop into a big leaguer. And right now we're in that development stage. While you have a good young team, they're still very young and very inexperienced and still adjusting to the major league life. So we'll see them adjust, and we'll see them develop in their games in their own capacity, and then we'll start seeing some wins. It's the first year of a rebuild, and the prospects who have come up so far had very little time in the big league. So the more at bats they get, the better they'll be.
Yeah, for sure. We can't just jump the gun on these these prospects that have been really nice in the farm system for us. We have to let them play out. And this team isn't that great and young on paper. We still got players like Brandon Drury, Eric Sogard. We got some nice veterans like Freddie Galvis, Justin Smoke. So the more young it gets, and the more seasoning the Jays get in terms of their young players, the more results we'll get. And no doubt about it, in the future, with the rotation set in stone, and I feel like the rotation when you have a solid pitching staff for the Blue Jays, the hitting will just going smoothly, and everything will happen smoothly after that.
Yep.
So we got Ann MC42 who asks, why don't teams shake hands at the end of game anymore except among each winning team? And I'm not really sure about that. I'm sure Little League players still do that. High school teams still do that. But do you know, Rob, why they don't?
I think it could just be like a baseball tradition where you don't really see that. You don't really see that at all in sports in general. I mean, basketball it's seen, but it's not so much formal. It's more players among themselves talking to each other. But baseball, I think it's a lot less personalized than basketball could be, and often basketball is a lot more player movement. There's not as many players on the team, so there's a lot more personal reasons why you would have exchange handshakes at the end of games. But I'm not really sure why. There's never a tradition that sort of picked up in baseball. So
I think I found the answer. It says there's an outdated rule in the rule book that is obviously not enforced anymore that states that players cannot fraternize with players from the other team while in uniform.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's the answer.
All right, so a few more questions. It says projected 2021 starting rotation for the Blue Jays.
Give it? This is a tough one because obviously in the next 2 years there's going to be trades, free agent signings that are going to happen. In terms of the young roster right now, if Marcus Stroman, if he's extended, maybe if Trent Thornton continues to pitch well, we haven't talked about him, but he had an excellent game in Houston on Sunday. Nate Pearson, you're hoping that he's part of that rotation. And after that, it's really just TBD. After that, to be determined. Maybe Ryan Borucki pitches well, and then you hope that rotation sort of gets filled out by another trade, another free agent signing somewhere there. But I think those are the guys that, on the roster right now, you could look at as potential options for that 2021 starting rotation. Any names I missed, you think?
TJ Zeuch should be one if he could pan out. We got Julian Merriweather, might be in there. Might be a low-tier starter for the Blue Jays. We have Alek Manoah. He may be up that year. Could be a solid fit for the Blue Jays. Kendall Williams might be up that year. Just in general, guys, maybe Andrew Sopko pans out. Maybe we sign some players in free agency, such as so give me some names here to work with. Who's in the 2020?
Usually it's a little tough to find for the Blue Jays because when you look up the free agent list, you probably get more of the sexy names, sort of like the top tier free agents starting pitching that the Blue Jays aren't going to sign, obviously, because those guys are looking for long-term deals, and the Blue Jays probably won't be the team to offer them that kind of deal. So you're looking at lower-tier guys. You'll see maybe guys take a qualifying offer. Maybe they sign a one-year deal this year and get a one-year deal next year. It's set to project the 2021 free agent class. There's really not that many guys that are set in stone to become free agents because we'll still have to wait for the 2020 season, and we'll see who takes a one-year deal and where or who opts into their qualifying offer. So it'll be interesting to see, but it's a little too soon to tell, I believe. I think looking back at 2016, could you have predicted the 2019 rotation? I don't think you could have. I mean, you could have said Stroman and Sanchez, but everyone else, I like to see what Blue Jays fans said that Trent Thornton and Clayton Richard would be pitching in the starting rotation for the Blue Jays in 2019.
Yeah, and before the season, in the offseason, we were all waiting on Ryan Borucki pitching on the team. We saw Sean Reid-Foley last September, so we were hoping to see him out there performing on a daily-to-day basis. And who would have thought we got guys like Edwin Jackson going out there every fifth day?
Please make sure that this is the last time we see Edwin Jackson pitch. I mean, I know that he's hurt, but I don't think I can watch another inning.
I think Charlie Montoya said it best. We don't got anyone else.
Yeah, I guess so. But I mean, the anyone else that they do have, are they that much worse than Edwin Jackson?
Definitely not. Definitely not. All right, let's wrap it off with Braden G with another Storman question. And are you gonna trade Storman? And as we said before, it's up in the air right now, but it's most likely gonna happen sooner or later. Just with his comments, with the contract extension talks on pause, with just everything situated currently with the Yankees wanting him, I feel like, and the Jays not looking to extend him, it just makes perfect sense to ship Stroman off to a contender right now.
Yep, hit the nail right on the head, and we've talked about that volumes, and we'll probably continue to talk about that for the weeks to come. That's all the time we have for today, but thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for staying with us. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at Blue Jays Wave. Make sure you cheer on the Jays, even though it is a tough stretch. We'll be out of the woods sooner than you think, and we'll be back to those glory days again. Thanks for joining me, Mo, and good luck with the rest of your finals.
Yeah, you too, Rob, man. See you right back next week at 7, am I right?
You got it.
All right, let's go Blue Jays.